I recently read an article about the divisions of men and women and how it impacts women's financial stability in the future more so than men's. And it's not a promising story, I tell you. Let's check it out. Now, in the country of America, most of us rational thinking people like to base their opinions on decisions from statistics and not from feelings or anecdotal evidence like most women do. I'm going to say this because I don't want anyone to just take my word as fact. There's a lot of information out there that is accurate, recent, and easily accessible if you doubt anything that I'm about to say. The U.S. Department of Commerce states that as of 2021, 52% of women are unmarried or separated. Also, the amount of never married women has increased by 20% just over the last decade. What that translates into is that women now have to acquire their own apartments, houses, cars, and maintain them. Pay their own health insurance, utilities, and also groceries. This doesn't mean that they haven't been doing this by themselves already. It just means that in the past, when women were actively searching for good relationships to be in, they could get married sooner or at least live together at younger ages. That's why in the past you would hear people say, I was in a 10-year relationship or 8-year relationship or however long relationship they were in, but you're not hearing that from people any longer. Most long-term relationships would take a lot of financial burden off of both of their shoulders because the man would pay all or most of the living expenses. This would in turn give the woman some breathing room to save money or pay down some of her acquired debt. This is why you now hear a lot of women beating their chests, chanting with pride that I don't need a man and I pay my own mortgage, I pay my own rent, and I take care of my own bills. These things men have already been doing since the dawn of time, along with carrying a woman and the entire family on their own shoulders. Now women have assumed the role of the man, and now they have to financially carry themselves until they reach retirement age. You guys need to pay attention to the signs. You ever notice that when women become middle-aged, they tone their rhetoric down from I don't need a man because I got my own to I don't need a man, but I just want a man to be there for me. This is also why those same women are also chanting that they are tired of paying all the bills by themselves, along with shoveling snow, maintaining the vehicles, carrying groceries. See, you have to read between the lines. They now realize that living like men and taking care of all the bills by yourself until you become old is tough. On the flip side, in regards to middle-aged men, they are becoming more comfortable with being by themselves. Men began realizing that it's easier just to take care of themselves and their own bills. They don't need to worry about going to a job that they can't stand just to take care of their families or helping with some live-in girlfriend with her financial struggles. Men have never had the luxury of getting help in regards to paying their bills, so this is something that they have always lived by. That's the reason men are no longer getting married or having live-in girlfriends. If it's not broke, don't fix it. You guys gotta read between the lines, I'm telling you. There's a lot of information there. Women's frustration with men when they become middle-aged is not due to their lack of opportunities. It's just now that they're frustrated with men not wanting to get on board with their program. An additional financial hurdle that women are running into is that they work hard, but they also play even harder. Yes, they go to college more often than men. Yes, they have more degrees now more often than men. And yes, they have the most financial debt from those student loans, vacations, and self-maintenance. No matter how much money a woman makes, $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, they always tend to live beyond their means. Women spend more than they save. They always acquire more debt than they can pay off in a reasonable time frame. This is also why 70% of all debt is owned by women. All those hot girl summers are wonderful until you realize you're middle-aged and now you have to pay back all those credit card bills, fake hair, and monthly student loan payments for the next 30 years. Quick personal point I wanted to make. When I was dating heavily, the majority of women that I encountered were at least $30,000 or more in debt. These women were lawyers, dentists, businesswomen, you name it. They drove nice cars, wore expensive clothes, kept their hair and nails tight, but when you talk about debt, it always came with a victim sob story. Most men would be better off dating a woman that worked at McDonald's with no debt and having to pay for all the living expenses than to pay for someone who has $50, $100, or $200,000 worth of debt. Because you would both be working until you're 90 years old and you would never be able to get any financial help from her. If you guys buy a house together, you are solely responsible for taking care of everything. Need a new roof? That's on you. Need to pave the driveway? That's on you. Need to buy new furniture? That's on you. This is why you hear women saying that a guy needs to make $100,000, $200,000, or $500,000 a year for them to be taken seriously. Best case scenario, they can live a lifestyle that they can't afford for themselves, and the worst case scenario is that they can divorce and take half of your assets to pay off their debts. The third and final reason that women will be reaching a financial crisis because they are terrible with saving money or investing in their own retirement. In the past, they didn't have to worry about money because they married young and they didn't produce much debt. Also, when you have a family to take care of, you tend to make more logical purchases and save more money. Now these women are living their best life, spending as much money as possible and not even planning for their own futures. You got to pay attention to these signs, people. They're all there. Everything you need to know. Women know this to be true about themselves, which is why they want to hitch their wagon to someone who is more financially wise than themselves. Men, on the other hand, are becoming older and wiser to women's game plans. They are not allowing women to just marry themselves out of debt or for retirement plans, which infuriates them. Now, what also scares these middle-aged women to death is that these same men are now getting their passports, traveling to other countries, and meeting younger women with less baggage and no debt. They can have that traditional family lifestyle that they've always wanted without all the headaches of Western women. That's why these women are so angry at the passport bros. Make no mistake about it, they're not mad at these strange men because they care about their Western counterparts. It's because every time they see or hear a man leaving the country for these women that they can't compete with, it's a terrifying reminder of their own financial future crisis. Not having a man in your life as a backup plan to help you navigate through all of your piss-poor financial choices is a scary thought. Tell me what you guys think. I'm interested in hearing your opinions about the topic. Do you think I'm wrong, or do you have something that you wish to add that I might have missed? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. God bless and stay safe.